Hiya, welcome in, Gaga. Hope you're having a nice evening. Am I allowed to talk about what you've been working on and spoiled, or is that still a secret? Because I might have seen something that Gaga is working on and has been working on for a while. I guess I'm not gonna say anything for now then. And I've been not managing to play very much, but I prepared a little in this city, and I think this city is gonna work out very cute later on. There's gonna be a lot of figuring out surfaces and understanding what exactly we wanna do. But I wanted this built so we can test surfaces really easily. Because if you look at all of these road surfaces, Gaga, how many surfaces do you think this is? Oh, well, that's very soon. I didn't expect it to be that soon. Looking forward. It indeed is a single surface. You are correct. It's exactly why I wanted to be or wanted to have my surfaces, because they don't show any overlap in different textures, which makes testing surfaces in real parts of the build very easy and realistic, as I guess we should turn on anarchy just so we don't delete it on accident. But yes, it's a single click and we change out our entire road surfaces in the build, which quite tedious. We're gonna have to proceed redrawing some more roads today. But I love this. It is, yes, I place this manually. It's not that bad, to be honest. But yes, of course, they are placed. They are placed manually, which I guess is a bit tedious, but it makes it very. I don't think it's that bad. For me, it's one of the reasons why I made these builds kind of small. I take a lot longer to figure out a good layout than to redraw the surfaces really quick. Like I can show you. Like I wholeheartedly don't think this is so bad. I just turn all snapping off. And then where do we have the? Oh, I actually this one is still round. I'm gonna have to. This surface still has an issue that we don't like, so let's choose the one we actually want to use again. Most likely this one. But yeah, I think if you turn all snapping off, it's really not that bad, because effectively you only really need to make the corners, which honestly, yes, is a bit tedious, but compared to many other things I've been building, this is very quick and straightforward. So for my normal playstyle, I really don't think this is too bad. Because wholeheartedly, if you do it without snapping, yes, if you would have snapping enabled, it's gonna be really painful. But without snapping, I really don't think it's that bad. Because once you have the corner, you can enable snapping and just snap to the road and drag everything. So it's really only these parts here that are a bit annoying. And once you have this part set, you can just turn on the street snapping and bring it somewhere to snap towards. One of the things I learned is you don't want to snap too close to the corners, because that makes it a bit tedious, but wholeheartedly, I don't think that was that bad. And obviously, I've been doing this throughout a bit more of the build, but for me, it's not that dragging out the surfaces takes so long. What I actually took quite a while with is figuring out proper layouts of these blocks. So, what original line do you mean? I'm not following, and welcome in Baganario. Yeah, I don't think that's such a big problem. The original line is this one. I will always forget this. And it's fairly straightforward since this street is so gritty. We just have to draw any surface along these roads that go through the city this way. But otherwise, really, it's not that problematic. And then once you have the road surface drawn in, well, I guess this we can do it on this side because we have a cut through anyway. Once you have it drawn in, it's really not that bad because at that moment, what I do is I turn the snapping on. Now comes exactly what you've been talking about, Baganario. We need to start this way or this way. It doesn't really matter, but one of the two to get it correctly. And then this doesn't always work perfect, but usually perfect enough. You can just snap to the points you already had. It doesn't always snap perfect, and sometimes I have to correct it a bit, but wholeheartedly, compared to many builds I've done in the past, I don't think this is very tedious. This just speaks for how lazy your builds are, Gaga, if you think this is too much work. Then here we need to figure this a bit. I don't want to be right at the bus station, even though we're gonna probably move it. And then we're gonna 90-degree here and give this an opening for asphalt or concrete. But yeah, wholeheartedly, Gaga, I don't think this is so bad. But while saying this, I obviously messed up here and we're gonna have to redo this. Because we don't want to go all across. We actually only want to go through here because we have this pass through here. So we want to give this an actual proper entrance. Which on me, but I think you've seen how fast it is. Or maybe not fast considered for you, but I wholeheartedly don't think this is too tedious. I definitely take way, way, way longer to figure out where I want to draw. But yes, this is the tedious part because drawing the surface, no problem. Figuring how you draw it correctly, as you can tell, especially because it's 37 degrees today, I am not doing a great job on that because my brain is kind of fried by the heat. But yes, I guess the starting point you do have to remember. Worst case, if you do it wrong, you have to redraw. And welcome in, cutie. Gaga is a stalker. You not even said anything, and he immediately checked who's in chat and called you out regardless. I agree, but now comes my counter. I don't think this works with vanilla surfaces because Baganario, the reason I made these surfaces is that it does not work with vanilla surfaces, and that has always been a big annoyance to me. Because, for example, if we try to do the same with vanilla surfaces here, just as an example, and we do this, well, okay, first problem is that they don't draw on top, but who cares? We're just gonna draw it somewhere else to show what I mean. We're gonna draw it here in that landscape. But if we have multiple shapes, for example, this, and now we wanna snap a vanilla surface to this, what we get left with it is, and I hate it. This has always been one of my biggest annoyance. But this is not anything to do with modded or not modded. Most modded surfaces also do this. Because I don't know why. I guess they want to do it like the vanilla ones. I understand, because obviously one of the things this is a bit nicer in than my surfaces is this, right? It fizzles out a bit more realistic. While if we have a look at any of my, well, we're just going to draw it right next to here. If we take any of my asphalt, for example, and we put it right here next to it, you can see that mine is entirely harsh, right? Which makes this side a bit less realistic, but it also allows us to do this. And we can seamlessly put another surface right next to it, right? Because otherwise, any single time we're doing this and we have split surfaces, it will cause issues for us. And I despise that. So I think this is the less evil part of it. Because there is a lot of places where you're not able to draw the surface from a single one, right? And I always been so annoyed that it is visible. Because if you look at this asset, for example, this clearly cannot be one surface because we have this cutout in the middle, right? So this is two surfaces that are matching up together, but it's not something you can see anywhere, right? Like there is no cut in between those. If we would do this exact thing with vanilla surfaces, we would have an ugly, weird cut here in the middle that I cannot live with, and that's the main reason why we made this. And welcome in, Jenny. Oh, what happened here? Here, something happened that we're not fans of, so give me a quick moment. I don't know why these like to keep respawning, even though they absolutely shouldn't be allowed to. There we go. This is a lot better. Doing Mayish, it's 37 degrees today in Germany, so I'm currently in the process of melting and trying to do some City Skylines stuff. Yes, not anymore. It did rain, so by now it's a bit less lethal, but yes, it has been 37 degrees today, so I'm feeling sweaty, I guess, is what I can say. And yes, we started a new town, kind of on accident. I blame Gaga for this, because Gaga wanted me to build a nice mansion for him, and I promised to do so, and then I realized that we don't have any proper framing for Gaga's mansion. So I wanted to just add a bit of framing to it. This we're gonna have to redrag, but that's fine. And the framing accidentally kinda turned into this city, which is a godsend because I've been working on these surfaces you can see here. And this city is 10 out of 10 for these surfaces, as the rest of Los Vagos mainly is just dirt. So I cannot really work with much surfaces there. But here, luckily, we actually are gonna have some pavement and some proper surfaces. So it's both a new town as well as our surface showcase where I can take screenshots of these later. You are feeling salty because of the sweat, or is somebody bullying you, Bagan? How are you? If somebody is mean to you, immediately blink twice and we will send somebody to rescue. Again, Gaga, I don't think drawing the surfaces takes long. I take forever to figure out where to draw the surfaces to give these some proper layout, I guess. Actually, we don't want asphalt here in the front. Hold on. I don't like what I'm doing here. We're gonna keep the asphalt only in the back and go in with pavement on the front. I do feel I don't even feel anything anymore. I'm just my brain has melted. Not that there ever has been much up there to begin with, so I guess it's not a huge difference. But yeah, today I'm doing even worse up there than usually. Oh, I'm gonna have to look at messages in a moment. We're actually trying to properly make some progress today, so I might sometimes need a moment to catch up with you guys. It depends a bit if we care about just making progress today or if you guys want to look at the surfaces a bit more together with me. I mainly built this because I find it really difficult to get the correct scale for everything in the editor, as stuff is very much without context in the editor. So I wanted to have this so we can have a look at the actual scale of stuff, and some of them are definitely too tall. And welcome in, random dude with a name. Nice to see you, sir. I don't think so. Actually, Baganario, you're asking an interesting question. We need to save, please remind me to save a lot today, because the surfaces, we might actually drag something wrong and delete them on accident. Baganario, this is for you, and this is a science episode. Is there a limit to surface size? We will find out in a moment. Okay, we'll go back here somewhere. Quantity, I don't think so. I know that there used to be draw limits in CS. Holy shit, this map is big. But I used to know that there is surface draw limits in CS1. Like, not just surface. I think in general you could reach a max amount of place things in CS1. I don't think CS2 has that anymore. As long as your computer is not dying, you are fine. And then eventually your computer will say no, but I think it's more coming from performance than anything else. Okay, or is our there is our interestingly, I can tell you that my frames are suffering a little, but I'm gonna say there is no limit. Is this what you wanted to see, Baganario? Is Los Vagos not beautiful? This looks very trippy, not gonna lie. Especially over the actual detailed parts of it. But I mean, it's not a big map, so it's not a like I don't know 64. What are the big maps even at kilometer wise? So maybe those you can't fully cover, but you can pretty much cover the entire 114 kilometers. So that I don't know, but I would be surprised if that is not possible. And in the normal maps, I guess you can pretty much cover the entire playable area if you would want to. And I wouldn't think that there is any difference in the bigger one, so I guess they should behave the same. And in CS1, because I have CS1 players in chat right now, hasn't it been the case in CS1 that you have like a maximum amount of instances you can place? Yeah, I mean, Los Vagos is pretty much a Guinea pig city. I by now use this to test a lot of sketchy assets and such. So it has become a science city. Oh, well, yeah, I guess if you play on console, then there's a lot, but I think CS1 also, correct me if I'm wrong, had like an actual hard-coded limit in things you could place. I believe that there's been like a harsh point, and then if you place more than that, eventually the game will tell you, nope, you're done. That was enough, and no more placing stuff. Which I'm really glad that that's not a thing in CS2. I would be stressing out the entire time if placing something is worth it or if it's taking too much of my maximum limit. Yeah, I mean, Los Vagos is by now. I mean, I started this build pretty much when I started streaming on YouTube, so I think this is like a bit over a year, maybe 1.5 years by now. Not not entirely certain, but something like that. Which I by now I'm very confident that this save is gonna. I shouldn't say this and jinx myself, but I'm gonna be brave. I think Los Vagos is gonna survive forever. I think the most critical moment in Los Vagos history has been the editor launch. When the editor launched, I expected that our build will probably die together with it, but luckily that has not happened. So now I would actually be really surprised. I don't know what would be breaking our save by now. Because now where we have official support for all of these things, I don't think they're in a position where they can break stuff easily anymore. Here, this corner we're gonna leave out because we didn't fix up the road, and I'm not entirely sure how to bring the surface here. We have to work this corner out later on together, but I guess something like this in general is what we want. And while you say this is tedious, Gaga, and I said I disagree, it's actually one of the reasons why Los Vagos is the way it is. Because I decided if we work with dirt roads, we have to do a lot less proper surface and road work. So this is not an accident. This has saved me a lot of time. Yes, we need to always draw the net lanes, but outside of that, not too bad. Wholeheartedly, not too bad. Even if they do, by now it's always a bit of a difficulty, and it's one of the reasons why I understand that they left the editor stuff so long in beta. Because the moment you release stuff officially, you kinda have to guarantee to have backwards compatibility. And by now they will have to, right? They cannot just make any changes that will break all of their old assets. Because even the region packs and all of that, right? They are old assets and they cannot just make them cause more issues than they do already. I mean, the region packs are already somewhat problematic. But yeah, I don't think they realistically can just change something that will cause issues in the game. And here we definitely gonna have to fix up the surface area a bit. One of the things I would like opinions on, I'm very unsure. Do we keep a kind of uniform look across the city where we have one sidewalk surface spread through most of this? Do we have a uniform surface only in the center area of the city? Or do we entirely mix and match everywhere? Because I'm not sure this is final. I do like this combination, but I'm mainly drawing in the surfaces and we can replace them really quickly later. Enjoy your lurk and have fun with the doggo. Welcome in, Triton. I'm gonna gladly drink something. I think most of them will fit quite well to each other. But is this... Oh, am I allowed to ask you where you're from, random dude with a name? Are you from the US? Because this build is supposed to be a bit of a little Australia, obviously inside of our US build. But looking at older towns like this in the US, at least if they are not dying out, they often have very matched sidewalks and such. So I was actually tempted to put the entire downtown area pretty much roughly here in the same sidewalks and surfaces. But I'm curious what others think. And I mean, it's really quick for us to later go in and decide, oh, we want a different surface here, then yeah, we just go in and replace it quickly. It shouldn't be a big problem after having drawn them out properly. I guess it does add a little bit of variance. I'm gonna shut up while the ad break is running, so you guys don't miss anything and instead clean up the roads a little. But is it not, especially looking at the Netherlands, is that not a big thing in the Netherlands as well? I've not been in the Netherlands super much in my life, but the few times I've been, I recall that you had quite a bit of fairly uniform sidewalks as well. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Here, this I don't want to fix up yet because I want to widen this block a little. I don't like how close these here are together. So I would like to move this to match up more with this line here. So this we're not gonna touch up on yet. I'm gonna have to have another look at US cities then, but in my head I assumed that we're basically running uniform surfaces throughout this. Because that seemed more realistic to me, but then that was just a feeling, not that I actually know if that's more realistic. And I guess we shouldn't just look at the US, because kinda supposed to have this be our little Australia, because we're basically using pretty much every single Trist asset ever, if it's not too large. So this is a bit of a Trist tribute, and therefore quite Australian inspired? Hmm. Yeah, wholeheartedly. I'm not usually too good looking at Google Maps, but I think for the surface decision, I will actually surf around on Google Maps a little to see more examples in real life. And I know we're dragging these out a bit tedious and complicated, but the big advantage again in doing this as complicated and loving as we do right now, that we can very easily swap everything later as easily and as much as we want. And some of these, we have to have a look at these because goddamn, some of these trist assets are just absolutely stunning. I love the look of this. One of my problems that we have since a long time, I do have with the Trist assets as well, but it's not Trist's fault, but the game's fault. It's that we are not able to remove any of these branding elements because they are already a sub element. So it's a sub element inside of a sub element. And I would love to go in to get rid of these advertisings. But we don't currently have a way for that. I have the same issue with parts of Los Vagos that are kind of on hold. But god damn it, poor computer, we're dying and lagging. But if we look at these places here I have the same issue. I would love to get rid of all of this ugly branding inside of these. It's not possible. And I asked many different people about the possibility of this, mainly Yen, of course, as he's doing better bulldozer. I don't think there is a way for this currently. So sadly, this is something we will have to accept and endure till it gets changed. Or is there any way anybody is aware of trying to get rid of these? I guess what maybe would be possible is if we go inside of the better bulldozer settings and turn off all of the advertisements, then plop all of these. And then afterwards, we should be able to just turn the branding on again. Because I do want the branding, I just don't want the branding in these here. So I'm a bit undecisive, and this is still too high. This is better. And this is actually one too much, I guess. Then we have to go to, yeah, this should be perfect. Now we go up and down one, yes. Just so this looks a bit more in place, because so far I've only really been working out the layout of this area, but everything looks very bare bone and ugly still. And I'm curious if I'm the only one feeling this, but whenever I've been building this city, I had a huge problem finding enough proper residentials. I think we have so many beautiful commercial assets, but the same does absolutely not go for residential assets. I had a big problem actually getting enough people into this city to justify our commercial assets. So I really hope we will see more beautiful commercial assets soon, or residential assets. We have a lot of beautiful residential assets, but many of them are either too small or too big. And then the ones we do have, we are overusing quite a bit already. And these planters kind of make me angry. They're very nice, but why is this not shade smooth? This is a single click in Blender, and this thing looks twice as beautiful. And it seems very common. I've seen this on many assets lately that don't use a shade smooth option, and I don't understand why. I absolutely don't understand why. When I do, sadly, Maestro is not here today because I would need Maestro's expertise. I will need your guys' opinion on this train station because the rail here is flat. Is this really a thing everywhere? Not really, right? Even in local stations, you generally have some kind of platform. Because I think we would be able to kind of fake this to be a platform if we lower the rail a bit and then use a retaining wall on one side. It's one of the reasons why I've not started in going in proper with vegetation here. Because, yeah, I was also confused. I want to see, because I did replace the rail on this station, but I think the actual asset is also entirely flat. Yeah, look. This is exactly the same. It's also, yeah, it looks weird as well when they're boarding. So I don't like this. It's one of the things I would like to try around. Hmm. The thing is, well, we're gonna have to wait a bit because I have very little trains on this route. But we're gonna wait and have a look at how weird it looks when a train arrives. How they're boarding. Yeah, I agree. So I do think we will need to lower this. I want to see it, how weird and buggy it looks. If event, oh, that's one of. Is that ours or is that through traffic? That's ours. Nice. Okay. So now we will be able to judge how silly this looks. Yeah, I mean, even before looking at them board, this is not gonna be happening. Who is gonna be able to get into this? I'm actually curious how the game is gonna handle this. I have not looked at this yet either. That is a peanut train. I should really make myself an own version of this. But this is a transport one that Peanut uploaded. The one thing I obviously don't like is a pantograph, as well we're using unelectrified tracks. And well, this has the panto up. We could just go into the editor and just make our own config without the pantograph. I'm just been too lazy to do that. I don't think this is a perfect fit either. I think this is a very cute train model, like great work of Peanut on this one, but it's not super fitting to the US, but we don't have that many great trains for the US, so we went with it. Yeah, I despise this. I hate how they fly up into the train. So we're gonna have to do some science here together. we're gonna first wait till a train has gotten out of here. And for once, we're playing with the game closed or the game paused, what we don't usually do. All of this I've never been a fan of, and we're just gonna figure out how to get this platform to look non-silly. And Honu, I love the new, first, welcome in, and second, I love the new Watch Dogs update. I think all of this is very cool. One thing I'm unsure about, and I've not checked yet, can I hide this? I think this is great for people that want it. I don't want this. Do I have a way to disable this? Nice. Where do I go? What do I have to click? City Watchdog. There we go. Mini hut. Okay, off. Mini hut not wanted. Thank you. That was very not very difficult. Nice, I like it. Otherwise, beautiful. The one thing I've been wondering, and I'm curious, because I believe in the mini hut, you handle it in a way where if you click an alert, you jump to the problem. But you don't do the same here. I would actually, if that's not complicated, if it's complicated, please ignore and don't listen to any of this. But if you can take the functionality of the mini hut where you click on any of these and then it jumps you to the problem, that would be very nice to have here as well. Because, oh, yeah, but this has more than 0. Or do I need it to be enabled? Maybe I need it enabled to be able to jump. Oh, okay. See, this is why it's nice to have you in chat sometimes, because many of the things I'm asking about are absolutely user area. I would say no. It's not like it's wrong. In my opinion, this looks more like an input. So I do think this is a bit weird as a I would just put it on the entire box to be more idiot proof. Okay, yeah, this also, honestly, I like this, just having the one. I mean, it does work perfectly fine. Like, this is not a biggie. I think it would be a bit more obvious if it's on the entire button, but this is perfectly fine. Otherwise, really, really nice updates lately. And now let's have a look if we can manage to make this train station have a proper platform. First things first, we need to find a station rail. Where is a station rail? The unelectrified. Am I being blind? These are all electrified. Where are the unelectrified station rails? Do we not need a station rail? Can we just take any? Welcome in, Pip. Nice to see you, cutie here. I'm not sure anymore. I might have just used this one. It doesn't really matter for now, as we're just doing science anyways. I just want to see if we can get to have a proper platform here. Because I don't like the way this is.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
Welcome in, Trashy. Nice to see you, cutie, and you're coming in a nice moment, because, look, I might have started a new town. It's not yet detailed. It all looks very ugly, but I might have used a very cute asset made by somebody who might have just raided in here. Very lovely. Think looks very nice in my town, but welcome in, Trashy and Raider. Thanks for the raid, and I hope you had a nice stream. Have you been racing all day? Yes, indeed, it's your gay stick. It's a beautiful gay stick. I actually love how accurate this is. There is no way you have not used a 4K on this. Is it a 2K map? This is incredible. Like you can quite literally read everything. Is a one that's nuts. Wholeheartedly, that's nuts trashy. I love it. Honestly, really, really cute. The rest of the city, not yet that cute, as we basically just started it. But we're working on it. Getting there very, very slowly. And thanks for the follow. Very much appreciated. I've been too slow to catch the name. Siderus Motus. I probably butchered your name horribly wrong, and I'm sorry for that. Please correct me if I've done. But yes, I hope you had fun racing, and I hope you didn't melt as much as I did, because goddamn, in Hamburg with 37 degrees today, and my brain already usually is not working properly. Now with 37 degrees, there is not much left up there. There is pretty much nothing left up there, I should say. Actually, you do make a very good point, Trashy. That does sound very much like a Harry Potter curse. I will have to agree with that. It is luckily not anymore, as we had some rain before I started the stream. But yes, today we had peaceful 37 degrees here, which I'm not gonna say I hate it, but I absolutely hate it. Okay, obviously we have to fix the terrain here properly, so this is not doing what it's doing here. But I think we can fake a platform like this, can't we? Obviously, we need to fix this, but yeah, it's been horrible. Well, 32 is still bad, but yeah, I mean, today was a bit rough on me. I can deal with good weather in holidays or if I'm in a nice place, but trying to have a normal life with temperatures like this is not something I can handle. And here I want to see if these let us cheat the way I would like us to. They do. This is, I think we can build our own platform. Obviously, we're gonna have to try around with the level of the platform a bit in a moment. But I think this should work. Please no electric boxes. Well, actually, in this place, we can afford a few electric boxes. I have made a gigantic mistake when I allowed you guys to force me to place electric boxes in my city. I have more. I'm not sure. As always, I'm gonna take zero accountability. This surely is not my internet being bad. Jelly has obviously broken my stream out of maliciousness, which understandable. I get it, but
I
cause
wish
I
we
have
had a
German
cactus.
internet, which German internet, we're gonna do this to you sometimes. And how many? Because I actually
Great
could not
success.
see my
I
chat for
wish
a
we
while
had a
anymore. How many
cactus.
electricity boxes was that? 2? I think
That's
it was
cute.
2. Yeah, quite literally, German internet is questionable. The biggest joke, I've said this often on stream in the past, the biggest
Hola
joke about
time.
all of this is my street has fiber. I have fiber 5 meter outside my flat, but then my landlord decided that fiber, what is that modern devil technology? You guys don't need fiber cables. Copper cables is where it's at. So, sure, I do have fiber in my street, but sadly not available in my flat. Which, yes, this is Germany trying to
I am moving in, boy.
digitalize. Yeah, I also have 50 Mbit, exactly the same, which to people outside of Germany, they're gonna be like, you have to be kidding, that's not your internet speed, is it? Yes, it is my oh, I fear we need a better place for these, because we don't want them as close. See, this is a problem with the electricity boxes in this stream. I have too many electricity boxes in the city, and you guys are to blame. Absolutely asking to ban moderators is very much allowed and will not face any enforcement. Yeah, see, I also had that happen in many like places or like for example at my parents that also is the case. They have really quick internet, but then they barely ever see their quick internet. So saying they have quick internet is a bit of a stretch, but according to their network provider, they have very quick internet, which in reality, totally not a thing, but on paper, yes, they do.
I am moving in, boy.
What property are you claiming, Gagam? I can give you a realtor tour if you're unsure about it, or maybe you already know. 2. Why 2? Did I miss one? Which hotel? Okay, this is the market. I can agree to that. This is your market. Maybe it was because my stream timed out. This. Welcome in winter. Yeah, that market is one of my very favorite assets. I overuse that everywhere. Yeah, sadly, this market, I'm a bit torn because this has very pretty lower levels as well. But in the lower levels, you don't get this beautiful typo up here, so you're kind of forced into the level 5s. Winter is a real winter, and I think winter always had this name, at least if I'm not mistaken. Well, the problem is I'm such a slow builder that
I
if
wish we had a cactus.
anybody would redeem what they want to
That's
redeem, I
cute.
wouldn't be able to catch up. And Gaga, you still have to tell me which the hotel is, because I'm lost. I assume this, but if it is, I'm not certain. And every time somebody redeems the cactus
I am moving
redeem,
in, boy.
I feel very guilty because I still have a proper cactus redeem that is waiting to be put in. No, you say let's make it this. You meant something else. What else did you mean? I would. You mean this? You mean Hotel Lincoln? This is what you actually wanted, Gaga. Is it right? And Baganario have gifted away a property because everybody who watches me a bit more regular, they have the opposite problem. They have so many points that they can buy my entire city. Okay, I named it appropriately to what you're gonna do over here, because clearly this is exactly the Gaga behavior we are gonna have to expect over here. And random dude with a name, I can give you a tour of the city. Maybe you have an idea, maybe you know what roughly you would like to. Gladly scream and tell me if you would know about anything you want or if you need a realtor tour around. Fear these we will probably not be able to entirely get rid of later on. But otherwise, I think we will be able to fake a deep station here. Maybe the server went to lurk as well. You never know on Twitch. And this is probably a bit too deep as a station. I welcome in Poplar. Yes, in this city, basically nothing is sold yet beside what Gaga bought. You mean this one? And I have missed stuff in chat. What did you refer to, Honu, when you said, oh, was it always act? Oh, you mean Winter's name? I'm silly. I'm catching up, but yes, I'm just silly. Oh, this one, the one in front here. Okay, okay. Is a cute building. Are you fine with this? After you were a random dude with a name, I figured you get a random house with a name. That seems like a proper fit. This parking lot, yeah, I agree. This is too bright. It already the embarrassing part about it, this is my concrete. The problem is that lighting in the editor is so different from the lighting in game that some of my concrete surfaces have definitely turned out a bit too bright. This one specifically, I will need to go into the editor and darken all of them slightly. In the editor, the lighting is so different that it's look perfectly fine. Here, I very much agree that these are too bright. I did forget the capitalized O, but also, what are you gonna do about it? I'm not gonna change it anymore. And while there's a few people here, I'm actually gonna give a quick showcase. Maybe Trashy is probably already de-streaming and getting dinner. But if Trashy is still here, look, Trashy, I have made another shitty asset, which all of my assets are kind of shitty, so as expected. But I've made this, which obviously is not detailed and is like it's set up in the editor, which is not how I want to have it yet, but we're getting there. No, that's a very commonly complained about issue. That's not a me problem and that's not a map problem. That is a colossal order problem. Yes, map can change lightning, but well, it's not something I can say publicly. But if you go on the NDA server and have a look at the reported issues, there is one that is upvoted a lot more than others, and it might have to do something with the horrible lightning in the editor. So I am not the only one with this problem, and this is definitely not a map problem. It's pretty much a problem that everybody in this game is facing, sadly. Yeah, I also hate it. I mean, they are aware of it, so hopefully that will change eventually, but yes, I agree, it is a nightmare currently. It is incredibly different. Like, I know, because the amount of time I spent on my assets to get the colors right is not nice. Like, it's actually horrible because you go into the editor, you make nice colors, they work great in the editor, then you load into the game and suddenly everything looks really bad. So then you close your game, you change your colors, you check it back out in the editor where it looks alright. And then in the game again, it's problematic. Here we definitely need to lengthen this, but we're gonna keep this ugly for now. I just want to see if the platform level we went with is gonna be alright. I really suck at any kind of rail building in this game, so don't expect this to be too beautiful. But yeah, the colors in the editor are incredibly different from actual colors and indeed big painful. I assume this is too high, but let's have a look. Obviously, this all looks awful right now, but I just want to see the platform level. And this train shouldn't take long. This train over there basically just goes out the map and then it comes back and should go back into this station. Because I assume right now we're too deep, too low. Yeah, I guess, Winter, you make a good point. You could manually adjust the lightning, but it still is very different. I don't know. I tried around even with photo mode. I never was happy with any of the results I could achieve. Winter is probably above 1,000 hours in the editor, if I'm gonna guess. Okay, so first thing first, the terrain rendering, beautiful as always. Maybe the gap is a little too big. I mean, this this seems more like Ninja Warrior than a train platform. If people wanna challenge themselves to jump over to the train. What I don't like about this is that we cannot go in super far, else we're gonna mess with the actual platform here. But let's try our best. Or can we actually entirely hide this? This is kinda the closest we can go to. Still pretty far. And we get this cut. Why do we get this cut? We shouldn't get this cut. I don't understand why we get this. See, this was going too well. Right when I said, oh, I think we can easily put a platform here, obviously reality come and told me this is not going to be an easy experience. I guess we can go so far that we're losing that part as well. What I still don't understand is what this cut is coming from, because it seems completely unrelated to that level of a rail. And I guess we should go definitely a bit further back so the people aren't floating. Most stations have a proper platform. The problem is that the asset I chosen does not have a proper platform, so we have to do it ourselves. But this is an issue that I created myself by choosing this asset. In this gap here, honestly, while annoying, I can live with it. These people in the floor, we can fix if we fix the rail up. So that's not a problem. I just want to see if the gap like this would be fine. And we can adjust the hang around area so they don't stand as close to the rail. The problem is we have only 2 trains on this line, so we might have to wait a little bit for the next one to come in. I like them, but we don't have my opinion on articulated buses is a very simple one. I think they would be great if we would have proper support for them in the game. I know we have that weird mod that kinda simulates them. I think that looks buggy and horrible, so I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. I hope we get a proper solution for it eventually. For now, I would say don't use them because they will look bad. The problem is the closer we go, we actually go onto the the gap stays the same as when we move in further. The gap moves in further as well. Yeah, the reason why it uses car trailer as a or as example for these, the problem with articulated buses is that the depots don't support them, right? You can perfectly fine make an articulated bus with a trailer. What you cannot do is have it be an actual bus prefab, because for the bus prefabs, they need to go in and out of the depot, and the depot logic does not support trailers. And we would need trailers to be supported to actually make proper articulated buses, which is a bit the problem. I don't know how we can fake this. I'm actually a bit at loss here. Maybe I need to switch out the station asset, but I like the station asset. Any of you clever heads have a good idea on how we can manage to build a proper platform without causing the same issue we have here? The problem is that the rail itself is so wide that when we put the retaining wall, the difference between the rail or the distance between the rail and the retaining wall is too big, and I can't really fix it. Here, no, I won't be able to. This is all done by the... Here, this is no problem. This I can fix. Absolutely no problem to fix this. This I cannot change the distance here. What we can do, I guess, is work with props to artificially make this platform longer than it is. Let me catch up on chat real quick. My criticism about all of the people making these AI mods is not even that they're trying it. I think I think it's totally valid to treat cities as a playground and try to learn things and slowly get into stuff. But why do you need to publish everything? Like, if you make an experimental mod where you're not even sure if it works, what's the point of immediately deciding that has to be on PDX? Just make it for yourself, play with it, learn how to make it better and fix it, and then maybe eventually you can publish it. But I've never understood why people are this hungry to publish everything. The problem is that Surface is not going to draw on this anymore because it's not actually terrain. This could work otherwise. I want to just see real quick. Oh, this is not a J1. This is actually terraforming. We cannot use this. That is on me. And I'm confused. I thought they fixed this bug with the terrain rendering. Did they not have this in the patch note recently, that this is fixed? Yeah, I think a lot of people don't care. I think a lot of, how do I say this in a friendly way without stepping on people's feet? I think one of the problems with games like Cities were you have a very heavy modding community. People start really caring about having their name out there. And for some people, that is the entire motivation for making stuff. I think this is not a problem exclusive to City, but I do think games similar to City attract people that really care about having their name known and out. And yes, it leads to people rushing out garbage just so they get featured in people's videos. And I think part of the blame also is on city creators, because I think there's been multiple really, really, really big cities creators that have featured really shitty AI mods, where even admittedly the people who made them don't know how to code or how to read it, and they still deemed it good to showcase those. So I think that makes the already too fame driven community dive even deeper into that. So it's a bit tricky. Yeah, I agree, but Winter, the actual truth is only people that understand look down on you. And maybe people don't care. Maybe people are happy to be celebrated by everybody else that does not understand that their stuff is problematic. And then the few people that understand, who cares? Just don't interact with them much. And welcome in, Michael. Nice to see you, cutie, here. I am struggling and embarrassing myself since 20 minutes on how to build a platform for this thing that does not have a platform. I think that Baganario is correct and we need to dive into Road Builder, but Road Builder is one of the few scary mods for me that might crash us. So if we crash, I'm gonna be very sad. And this is the first problem: is we cannot make the shoulders smaller. This is exactly what we needed or would need to do though. Make the shoulder smaller than 2 meters. What happens if we take a new shoulder? Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. We're alive. We're alive. And this is only 1 meter. This actually is better than what we had. Now the question is, can I delete this without a problem? This is the one we want to delete. Please don't crash. Can we make this even smaller? I guess a meter is, I mean, it's still better than what we just had. It's a little less gap. It's still all but optimal. I mean, I agree when I'm watching other people play the game. I very much enjoy watching other people struggle because I'm an evil and horrible person. What I don't enjoy is if I'm the one struggling, Michael. So sure, you do make a good point, and I agree if I would be watching other people, but I don't want to be the one struggling. And I mean, this is all we can do. We cannot make any of these. These we cannot touch because we don't have a non-cable variation. So we cannot use a train track, and I cannot adjust the size of this. So this is the best we can get, and the gap is still way too big. I need to do some proper science outside of it to understand this problem. Yeah, I know you love to watch me struggle. And let me keep up on chat again still, because I think this is a very interesting conversation. Yes, but I do think, Winter, that you're very much missing the bigger picture, right? Because, yeah, sure, maybe you don't love the AI coded mod, and maybe other people are critical about it, but then just look at the download numbers of some of those mods. It's not like people agree. Some of the shitty AI mods have like 150,000 downloads. So that's not really a thing. And what do you mean with terrain leveling, Baganario? Because I cannot level this. We cannot get a harsh cut like this. We can literally only do this the way we're doing it right now. What we can try is, I actually have an idea that might work. Yeah, I have the dual props, but the problem is, yeah, but all of that will not give us a harsh cut, right? Because Baganari, you would hold on. We're gonna do science somewhere else. If we use this is our best bet, right? Because this allows us to terraform harsher than we can otherwise. And even if we use these and put two of them next to each other and then do this, we don't get a harsh corner. This is not good enough for what we're doing. Yes, we're already using those, but this does not cut it. This is not the perfection we strive for. This may be an emergency solution if we cannot find a better way. I think I have a better idea. I think what we need to do, and for that we're gonna wait for our train to leave the station and get out of here. Now we're gonna delete all of the rails again and try something different. But I already have all of the terrain leveling blocks here. These here are our terrain leveling blocks. Not that one, that's the station, but these are all terrain leveling blocks. And sadly, they don't. Oh, we have a second one already. Go fast, move. Get out of there. Perfect. And we demolish all of this. And now, guys, please wish me luck that this works, because I'm gonna be a bit sad if it doesn't. Oh, I deleted the terrain leveling. Oh, I deleted the station on accident. Well, I guess we replace the station then. Oops. I totally meant to do that, guys. That was totally meant to get yeeted out. I was like, why is everybody complaining? That should have not happened.
Emotional
Yeah,
damage.
actually emotional damage, because this is gonna be annoying to get exactly the way it was again. Hold on. The way we can
Place an electricity box.
yeah, hold on. Not more emotional damage with electricity boxes right away. I will in a moment, but we can line this up on that surface. Okay, now the problem is we get the ugly surfaces from the asset. So we want this nonsense gone. I deleted the wrong surf. I am gonna cry. The actual incompetence.
Bola time.
I will place electricity boxes and bowler time. We're gonna do something risky. I'm gonna reload the game. And sometimes when we do that, we get stuck. So bear with me. This might be dangerous, what we're doing here. We're going back to the main menu. And we're gonna reload the last save, and we hope we don't get stuck. If we get stuck, I'm gonna have to reload my game for like 30 minutes. So Jelly, if you keep complimenting the music, I'm gonna switch to my hip hop playlist. And then you might eat your words. Okay, if we're on this screen longer for then 3 or 5 minutes, we have a problem. This still does not mean anything. This is a good sign. Everything happening so far is a good sign. But I'm not sure. I agree. I just have a horrible taste in music and city skylines and everything. This is a very bad sign, guys. Ah, it moved. Thanks for the hydrate. I'm gonna drink. Okay, that worked out. Whew.
Great success.
Indeed, great success. Okay, very nice. This time we're just gonna try not to delete all kind of wrong things. First things first, so I don't forget about it. We have one electricity box and a bowler time. Honestly, while I call you guys out for bullying me with the electricity boxes, a bowler time is very much welcome. We need to play so many bowlers in this area. So that I can very much allow.
Bola time.
I wish we had a cactus.
The more bowler times, the better.
Bola time.
Okay, 3 bowler times. I don't with bowlers. You can literally
Place an electricity box.
even if we do nothing but place bowlers for the rest of this stream, that is perfectly fine for me. You guys are the one who will start suffering from having to
Place
watch
an
this.
electricity box.
I
got
wish we had
no.
a cactus.
Bola time.
Where is El Gendo? I need
Bola
somebody
time.
to take. to keep track for me, as I have a single brain cell and I will absolutely not manage to keep track myself. And I don't trust most of my viewers. Elgendo, yeah, but the problem is you're not trustworthy. You will definitely lie to me and tell me the number is way higher than it actually is. I absolutely did not just say you're not trustworthy. You're absolutely not trustworthy. I need Elgendo. I think there always was a limit. The
Place an
problem is just
electricity
there is
box.
no limit for everybody. No! Why did I not? Hold on. We will be slow with this. Because I'm using dirt roads. Because you cannot have shoulders as small as what I'm using without that. You can use an alley or a dirt road to get the effect that I'm having here. Which I'm not sure I love it, but it makes part of it nicer. I also do miss curbs, but we're gonna fake our own curbs later. Okay, Jelly, I will do something that I will regret, I guess. I will trust you to keep track. Okay. That does sound believable. If it's true or not, I cannot verify it, but it does sound believable.
I wish we had a cactus.
From this recent wave, I placed a single electricity box. This is all because I'm generous with bollards today. This is all a single bollard time. So I have one electricity box and nearly one bollard time. Yeah, I see. Okay, we were struggling with a train, but I guess instead the rest of this stream is going to be placing bollards and electricity boxes, as usually when I lately stream, because you guys are all horrible people and bullies. One bollard time, done, okay?
Place an electricity box.
Yep,
Bola time.
no, this is, yeah, okay. I despise every single person in my chat right now. See, whenever I say
Place an
bullying
electricity
is
box.
my love language, I never meant for you guys to
I
also
wish we
have
had a
bullying as
cactus.
your love language. This should be unique to me.
I am the owner here.
Okay,
Some
Jelly, you
Latinos up here.
gonna have to keep having track of all of this. I'm gonna finish this bollard time, and then you get your street. Actually, here we don't really. I need to think, which is difficult because there is not much up there for me. We will fence this on the outside. We don't need these bollards. I have to admit, I just crazily moved around my sliders and never really set them up because I like these colors. So I'm happy with this, but it's not like this was super intentional. Yeah. This is why we need Elgendo to keep track. Elgendo made a goddamn spreadsheet that last time you guys bullied me like this. Yeah, I am gonna say I have slight doubts on the
Place
accuracy
an
of that
electricity box.
number. slight doubts, very, very slight doubts, of course. Welcome in Q, and I would say nice to see you, but then you redeemed the bollard, so sad that you're around today. Okay, I finished 2 bowler times. Hello, you beautiful. How are you doing on this wonderful evening? But yes, 2 bowler times, 1 electricity box done. Which is the street you would like to have? Random dude with a name. We have other places as well, right? Obviously, you can have a name in this city or a street in this city, but you can also have a street everywhere or anywhere else. I can give you a show. You can choose something. Maybe you already have an idea. The cactus does not mean I place cactuses. I don't understand why I ever decided it's a good idea to treat those things different. But when I made those redeems, cactus was always intended to just place the bollards and the electricity boxes, but cactus just plays a cactus sound. Why that is, I don't know. There you go. I slightly adjusted your name. I can make it exactly what you want, but maybe you're fine with this. And yes, we have a lot of bollards left. I'm perfectly. Winter has hurt, and I'm gonna suffer in a
Place an
moment. Yes,
electricity box.
that was. I totally could not see that coming. That came
Place an
very
electricity box.
unexpected. I have to say.
Place an electricity box.
I despise all of you guys with passion. Anyways, I'm totally unbiased here, and this absolutely has nothing to do with Winter currently bullying me in chat. But if you guys heard about the grass sprite mod, don't use it. Very bad mod. It first it breaks your computer, then it steals your wife, then your house goes up in flames. In all of these, surely confirmed and has nothing to do with Winter bullying me in chat right now. I would never just spread fake info like this. I'm not lying. This is 100% true and accurate. How can you even just question it? Lying me, I wouldn't do such thing. I don't even know what lying is. Well, hold on. My miss at least was in chat earlier. Is this true? Is she probably not watching anymore? But maybe she is. If she is, I need clarification on this. Did Winter actually steal my miss? I guess it's a wonderful stream. I placed around 500 bollards, around 8,000 electricity boxes. I failed to build a train platform, and I got my girlfriend stolen. Just a normal cheek stream, I guess. Things happen. What can you do?
Get the rocks. Yeah. Abdul? Yeah, get the rocks. Get the rocks.
Okay, this has been 3 bowler times now. How many bollards do we have left? need to also think about, because in some of these places, we still need to figure the layout of the blocks out a bit better. This one we can safely bollard up. Nothing ever happens in my streams wholeheartedly. If Michael can whoosh for anything, Michael is the first viewer who I ever had on Twitch who was unlucky enough to find me when I was streaming the first time. And then the man had to watch me place bollards for 3 hours. It's why bollard time is a thing, and bollards are such a big thing on this channel. And after Michael watched me place bollards for 3 hours enthusiastically, I was like, okay, if people watch something this boring, then I guess I can manage to be a streamer. Yes, his reward indeed was a rusty old sword. Watching my stream is a punishment. Obviously, it was. You guys are all currently being punished. Yeah, actually, that was beautiful. I remember when I was talking about Michael, and then after months of Michael being busy with his wife and kid, he appeared out of the blue. Anyways, if I'm not a professional bollard placer, I don't know what I am. I think I've done fabulous. But as we're not cutting short on details, we actually need a bollard in each of these pass-throughs as well. There we go. No. This car entrance is fine. Obviously, we need to move the bus station. But obviously, if these people drive in here, I don't want them to just drive on the walkway here. And this, in my eyes, is not for cars. This is too small for cars. This is just for pedestrians. Maybe you guys disagree. Is this for cars? Maybe, but looking at the building, I would imagine this is just for pedestrians. I will tell that to my mom. I will tell her people on Twitch have been saying mean things about her, and my mom is gonna react the following: what is Twitch, and who are people? Why are people on there talking about me? And then she's gonna be sad that you bullied her, so don't do this to my poor mama. I can already tell that I will have to replace a lot of these bollards because we will adjust the surfaces and the parking lot placement and such, but whatever. Okay, this is a third bollard time.
Bola
So,
time.
Gray, I despise you. Welcome in. Nice to see you, but also I despise you heavily. Yes, the reason why we do bollards instead of curbs, Honu, is to show off our wealth. All these poor cities just having curbs, this is not something we can identify with. We invest all of our wealth into proper bollard placement. Curbs is for poor people, and poor people are disgusting. I am very poor myself, so Well, I guess I'm also slightly disgusting, so that does totally add up. I did not see who joined the channel, no. I don't ever check anything Discord or anything other my stream while I'm streaming. Eventually we will make a Bollard factory. I've been wanting to build a Bollard factory in a long time, because indeed that would be great business in Los Vagos. It's just a question of time and we will have a Bollard factory. Oh, you mean in the... I'm silly. I thought you mean Discord. You mean in Twitch. Yeah, Gaga just seen so because Gray redeemed the Bollard, and you can also look at the viewers of a channel. If you click next to the chat, there is a box where you can actually look at other people in the chat as well. I know Gaga does that sometimes, because Gaga always know when my miss is here and when she isn't, so he's a bit of a crazy stalker personality. And Gray, your latest video with the tile challenge, beautiful. For everybody who's not aware, I'm sure most people in my chat especially are perfectly aware of the Beautiful Civilization series that has been running for a while and started by amazing people like Poplar and Sunny, and has been getting bigger and bigger, and more other people are finding an entry into the series. And the latest entry has been by Gray and turned out fabulous. I would give Gray a shout out, but then I hope I have moderators who can do so instead, because I take 500 years to put out a single shout out. And in this city, we will have to work a lot with the terraforming blocks, because I don't know why the game has always been doing this, but the parking lots always look this wobbly, and the terrain is perfectly fine. I don't know why the game decides it has to look this horrible, but it does. So we will have to manually fix this up. All right, enjoy walking the doggos. And funnily, while my entire build is supposed to be a US build, this small town we're building here is supposed to be a little Australian escape in our US build, and it's the most gritty city out of all grid cities we've built so far. So I guess also the most American in that sense, but I think it makes sense due to the geography of our area. All right, mate. Have a
Bye,
nice
have a great day.
night, and thanks for tuning in. And gladly keep posting cute screenshots in my Discord. I was a big fan of your rural airport, and maybe if you keep posting more cute rural airports, you can bully Nyoko to give us some more cute small planes. Because I agree with you, we indeed need more cute small planes. Okay. Have we been paying attention? How many bollards do we have left? I thought we were actually gonna play the game today and not just place bollards, but I guess you guys had different plans. Is there a max limit in moderators? I will just make the entirety of Twitch be my moderator. But there is only one head moderator, and it's the true boss and the most scary personality in this entire Twitch channel. And it's my cute girlfriend. I wish I would have anything to say on this channel, but then obviously I don't. We will probably go back and replace some of these bollards with walls and fences later, but we're still finding the vibe in this city, so for now this is perfectly fine. Michael has been here today. Michael has actually been here today earlier. And Michael is my very, very first viewer, so maybe maybe it can compete in importance of moderators. Why does this keep happening? Did you guys just see this? Maybe you didn't. This train station sometimes turns entirely black, like an AMO. And then as soon as you look at it a bit longer, it gets its color back. Why that keeps happening, I don't know. Well, I mean, I thought I'm a horrible streamer, and I went on Twitch without having like any proper setup or anything, and I just placed bollards for 3 hours, and I was getting watched. So I will always remember that and be thankful. And Jelly, you said you've been keeping track. How many bollards do we have left? Bollards should be done, or is there more bollards? There is a lot of electricity boxes left. I know as much, but how's the bollard situation looking? Okay. I knew putting any trust in you keeping track for me has been a mistake. I have a feeling I missed maybe one bowler time, so I'm gonna be generous and give you guys one bowler time, and then maybe 5 electricity boxes. Something like that. I have said it before, we need Elgando for these moments. Without Elgando, all hope is lost. I'm not sure who told you this, but I fear that person might have been lying to you. Unless it's being professional at being or competent at being incompetent, then I think you're onto something. Oh, well, yeah, I know how much Elgando loves printers. For me, this has been a very interesting lesson, actually. One of the things I learned from talking to Elgando is that printers are immensely valuable in Argentina compared to in the EU or in the US. And even printers that here would absolutely get thrown away still get fixed for years because it's so hard to get printers in Argentina that even older ones get fixed and saved for a long, long time. So yes, Elgando often has to fix printers. And welcome in, Lark Knight. Nice to see you, mate. Okay, so am I correct that nobody has been taking track at all of how many electricity boxes we need? I think it should be like 5 or 6. I'm doing horrible. I had a very nice date and I decided to stream. And since I opened my stream, I'm constantly getting bullied by each and every single person in my chat. So I guess normal stream experience for me. Well, Gaga, then instead of thinking, I need you to do your duty as a moderator and go back and figure out how many we actually need. And then maybe I place them. Otherwise, I place 6 and it already feels generous. I think we might be able to do that with Scene Explorer. I think we can. And
Place an
welcome
electricity
in,
box.
Jamama. Well, actually, what I would really need is a bot to keep track of me while I'm streaming, how many redeems are still open. And I'm sure there is something like that, but I'm horrible at Twitch. So I don't know, but yes, that would actually be something I would install right away. So I have to say, Jamama and Gray, it's way too cute how both of you cuties keep saying hello to each other in chat while being a wife and husband with multiple kids. Yet every time in Twitch chat you say hello to each other is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I mean, Gray raising up his wife, very nice. I think you might have good chances. This maybe I'm being a bit too brave and optimistic here, Gray, but I do think you might have good chances with Dramama. Okay, these must have been all electricity boxes I owe you guys, no? It has to be. I have a feeling it was all of them. If nobody in chat is protesting,
Place an electricity box.
I'm gonna go back uh, to failing at the rail. Okay, one more electricity box. Sure, we can manage. See, and just before the stream, I was like, I'm completely sad. We just started an entire new city with so many open places to place electricity boxes. It's been a single stream, and the city is full of them. Absolute disaster. And I'm actually curious. It would be hilarious if somebody stole Booty Addict. I'm glad. I'm gonna say as much. This is a wonderful moment, Winter. I'm glad this happened. And now, after roughly an hour of break at trying to play things, we're gonna go back to what we're actually doing and trying to figure out how we can give this station a proper platform. Our approach so far has been, oh, the other train is coming. Come on, go board and get out of there. But I think maybe I have a better strategy. See, when I asked Sunny the same question in the past, Honu, Sunny said he expect me to call him Majesty, and if I won't do so, he will not respond to me anymore. So since I'm calling Sunny Majesty. Actually, maybe since he's a Brit, we should call him Lord instead. That seems even more British. Okay, so what I think might be our solution, if it is our solution, we'll find out together. I don't really know. Where's a normal? This. We want a normal pavement pass. And now we're gonna put this right here at the platform border. And then we give this. I never know which the right side is. This is a right side. We give this a quay. And now we lower this. And then we go next to that with a ray. I hope that works out. This is the best idea I had for fixing this. So I really hope that this is gonna work out. You can laugh about this as much as you want, Sunny. When I was new to the game, I thought you and Suli are the same person for probably the first 2 months of me playing this game. In all fairness, I'm not known to be very bright, so I think that's probably a me issue. But yes, I in fact thought you guys are the same person. Guess we have to go this far, else we will get forced. Wait, can we not force this? Yes, we want this forced to the ground. It's gonna look horrible, but it does not matter. Actually, we can get this correct. And now the question is, can we move this under the terrain without breaking everything? If the answer is yes, this will make me very happy. Fuck. How do we do this? Is anybody more clever than me that actually knows how to play City Skylines? How I can manage to get a platform in this that does not have a platform? Because we could go further away, but if we go further away, then we have that massive gap again that we've been trying to get rid of. Well, yeah, see, there is somebody who knows how to play this, and he just entered the chat. It's Dava. Dava, you've been summoned to help me learn how to play this game, because I don't know. So it's your duty to help me. What I'm trying to do, just so you know what our task is, I've been failing at this for over an hour and embarrassing myself in front of my chat. This is the station I have, right?
That's cute.
I want the platform to be lower. I want to have an actual platform, right? How a normal train station would be. And not just flat like this. I've been trying around with curbs and all kind of different things. The gap is always too big. If I use a retaining wall, the distance between my rail and the platform is too big. I saw the pad pass might be a solution, but it didn't look like the pad pass is a solution either. Because if I then put the rail closer, the rail terraforms again. And I'm wholeheartedly lost how I can get this correctly. I'm trying to, which I know kind of embarrassing looking at my success so far. But yes, I'm trying to. Nothing I tried works. I mean,
stream,
maybe
you stream,
Baganario
plop,
is
plop, baby.
right. I always confuse the two in English, so I need to check. We have tried retaining walls, not quay walls. So hold on. Dava is really good at this. So I've seen what you said, Winter, and maybe we're gonna try it afterwards. But we're gonna listen to Dava first, and we're gonna go and I guess put this as a retaining wall. But that's no, actually, hold on. That's what we did. Isn't this what we did? Yeah, Quais of the fence. Can we? And I don't think we can get rid of the fence. Actually, I never really tried these. This one, maybe. I didn't even think about that. That could actually, maybe one of these could help. Because yeah, it's like a quay, but it doesn't have the railing. This? No. This. This one? I know if it's. I have to admit, since I have no waterfront, I never use any of these. This is not brick. There is none with a brick wall. Oh, this! Is this the one? I guess that is the one. Oh, this is the one. This is a brick one. Okay. And as a quay, you want me to draw through this and then terraform right of it. Is that correct, what I'm assuming? That might be a little too deep, but that doesn't matter if we can fake it with a rail. Maybe we can fake this. Oh, whoops, this not supposed to have anything. Okay, like this. And now the question is, if we put this there, will we still break the terraforming of our platform? Because if not, then this will work, even though it gives us this huge hole. Ah, Dava, I think this works. I think this works. This is a harsh. I love you, Dava. I've been. You don't know how many different things I tried to get this. I'm so happy right now. I literally thought I have to abandon and give up on this due to being too incompetent. But this should work. Nice. Thank you, Dava. Like wholeheartedly. I mean, this terrain here that looks like ass, but we can fix that. That's not a problem. I want to see, just, I'm not going to connect this super appropriate. I just want to see the platform level, if this actually looks fine now when we board out there. It should, hopefully. You don't know how much pain this has brought me today. Like, I literally have been suffering. Partly because my chat is bullying me as always. But mainly because of this goddamn platform. Ignore how ugly this is connected. We're gonna do that proper later on. Also remove the flying rocks, of course. I just want to see this. We need to go a bit closer. But otherwise this looks good. And it doesn't even have the terrain rendering issue we had earlier as well. Okay, it is still too far away and we're actually a tad too low. Yeah, I know. I can fix that. None of this is a problem. All of that is fixable. I just need a proper solution for this track. Everything around it, no problem. We can fix it. Well, I guess the train doesn't adjust with it. That's slightly problematic, but we're gonna guess a bit. Was that close enough already? Maybe a little more. Yeah, I know. I just don't trust. This looks pretty. Is it still too far away? I guess slightly. Yeah, I guess very little, but getting there. They should be pretty on point. They are kind of trailing each other right now, so the second train should come soon as well, I think. Holy hell. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this looks all horrible, but either we just have to continue the path and the quay here slightly, or I think we can probably even just trick this with a terrain leveling block. Let's find out. Interesting, we cannot fix this with a terrain leveling block. Well, not a problem, then we need to get... First thing first, we're gonna yeet that out again. We just have to continue the node here further. That was scary. I felt like we... Oh, yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Yeah, actually I didn't. But I think we can just draw the hang around area further back so that does not happen. I think we can still save this. This is kind of ugly, but we can cover this up properly with detailing. But yeah, to do make a point, actually I also raise it a bit too far. Now it's too high up. But yeah, we need to see if we can fix that. But we might be able to fix that if we go into the areas here, and it should be a hang around area. It already is not that far. But if we make it even, it would have to start behind this path, I guess. I mean, it gets very slim. Just for science. The heck is this hang around area? Why is it this? I guess maybe it has to be that close to the track. We're gonna see. Worst case, if it's broken, we're gonna just replop the asset. Come on. Okay, let's see if we have other people waiting, if they're still going into the track. Well, it's not a hang around area issue in particular. It's a problem of all surfaces. We have no way of adjusting anything about surfaces in that regard. Why did he just turn around? Because he missed a train, I guess. Okay, now please, can we have some people waiting, or will they not like our train anymore, or our station anymore, because it's too far away? Yeah? This is also not amazing, but whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that message. It's the pedestrian that wants to take down, but I don't think they join. How can I make sure they aren't joining? Because I need to be this close. Maybe I need to redraw the track further away and then move it there. Can I see that somehow? The markers looking wild. Okay, I just want to, maybe this actually helps us to get some clarity and maybe people learn something here. We're gonna go into the gizmos and we're gonna look at the past debug system. We're gonna have a look at this and see, these all look at ground level. Now, if this is true, I'm not certain, but it should be. And I guess here, here it looks like they're connected actually. Okay, so you're saying we just need to redraw the track and make sure it doesn't join. But here it is round, and here I don't understand, because according to what you say, it's round in both of them. I did not imagine I spent my stream talking about the shape of tips, but it is what it is, I guess. But they were still flying, weren't they? I'm confused then. We need to have another. Why did he not stop? Why is he coming from? The heck? That is weird. I think I might have broken something about the. Yeah, if I can touch the nodes, but I'm not sure if we can even interact with them there. Because here we only have. Maybe here we get the connection. Or the pass, you mean? I guess so, but I do need it to go out as far here. I think I can just replace the rail. I'm just not sure if I move it towards it, it can connect afterwards. But it seems like we actually, I think the redragging of the area might have broken the station. Because that train did not stop anymore and we don't see any people waiting anymore. The station is usually always full. Okay, actually, he is coming and stopping, but will we see people? Maybe nobody wants to go out, but I think they were pathfinding somewhere here. Yeah, but it looked fine. The rail connection looked fine still. I'm not certain actually. Yeah, that we have the marker here. The marker should be fine. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wait till that train disappears and we're just gonna delete the entire track and redrag it there. Just gonna do it further away this time to make sure we absolutely don't connect anything. And now I can move this freely, right? I can move this close and this will not connect. Is that correct? I'm actually learning a lot about the game today, but you guys also learn how incompetent at the game I am today. So I guess we're all learning something. Hello, Mr. Starkview. You're right in time to see me embarrassing myself on how to achieve something. This should be fine now, though, right? Why is it still? I guess it's saying no connection because this is not connected. Or did I do something wrong here? Again, just quick and ugly connection for now. Just see if this works. I mean, we're too far away for now, but and then they go down still. Why are they going down? These all despawned because they hang around areas now too small. That makes sense. That's something we broke. But why are they doing this? These should not be connected. Damn it. There is an ad break starting in 30 seconds. I have not had a break today yet, this stream, so I will have to run to the toilet and grab something to drink. We will be trying to somehow understand how we can fix this. But I think I listened to everything you told me, Dava. Maybe I mixed up something. We're gonna. Okay, we're gonna do. I'm just gonna run to the toilet and grab something to drink while the ad is playing real quick. And then I'll be back with you, cuties. But yeah, I'll try to replace that, I guess. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna send you guys on a quick UFO ride, and I'll be right back with you, cuties. Beer beam. All right, I'm back. Time to fail again at the station. I mean, I've been struggling so hard, Stark. I'm glad you had no time to watch today so far. And Ava, when you say station note, you mean the this one? The actual connection here? This? You want me to get rid of this? Else I'm not sure what you mean with station note. And don't bully Seribot, Starkyu. Seribot is goated. Yeah, but they are okay now. They're standing on here because we drag back the. But they are not okay when they're bored. When they're bored, they go down. Okay, I can recap. We're gonna go away from here. Quick recap just to bring Stark up to speed. This is a station I want to use. It has a flat rail. I want to have a proper rail, right? So what we're doing I mean, we can do science here, maybe, because it's easier for us not to break things. Thanks to Dava's help, we figured that the best way to do this, is this the right one? Yeah, I guess this is the one we used. We have used a quay and then drawn this quay is in the wrong side, so I guess we draw it this way. Now quay is in the right side. We use this, then we get this beautiful hole here, which we don't really mind. That's fine. And now we take our own rail for the station and we draw it somewhere close without any retaining wall or anything. And then we take this and we move it close to here. So now we have a proper station rail. The issue we have so far is that the passengers they don't go to the platform, but they go down to the rail, at least with what we've been trying so far. I'm gonna keep this here, because maybe it's a good place for us to do research on for how to figure this correctly. Before, they were also waiting inside of the station, like here at the bottom. I do think we have solved that through readjusting the hang-around area. But I think when we're boarding, they will still go down. Especially the trains to board people off. The people arriving, we will see we have a train waiting there already. I have dev mode on. We already had a look at the pathfinding. I mean, this is a Tigan rail. It's the oh! This works. Okay, now comes the actual, this is the first time this works. I don't know what changed. Nothing changed, really. Obviously we want this closer, right? Maybe we break it now again. But right now it's too far. Maybe something like this. I would even want to be a very little closer. Like this, I guess. Okay, now this is a bit annoying because both trains just left. Oh, actually that train left this way. This train should be coming back very soon. Yeah. How can I never, I have to admit, while I use the gizmos, I'm not sure if I understand them correctly. I guess this is this a link? It is, right? Or only pass find, okay. Yeah, this looks like a connection here though, doesn't it? Between this part of the rail. You guys said the exact opposite. I'm not sure who am I supposed to listen to, but you guys wanted the exact. Oh, wow. StarQ is right. Okay. Yeah, actually, Dava, you're right. The round tip here is gone. I think maybe the solution then is if we take. Yeah, obviously, we're breaking everything there, but that's fine. We can fix this later. What if I take this and I drag it further away? Now it's round again. And now there is no connection anymore either. I'm just, this not for wanting to keep this, it's just for trying. I think now there is no connection anymore. This is just from the sides of the rails to each other. But there is still, yeah, no, there is still a connection here actually. Yeah, that's why I moved this past. No, let's try him just to see if this already changed something. The problem is now I think I'm fast forwarding. I think we will have to wait a moment. I have only 2 trains on this. So what's happening right now is that they're driving all the way here, all the way back here, then out there, and then they come back. So might take a moment. I could add more trains for this route, I guess. But we're getting closer. While I am embarrassing myself a lot today and have proven how incompetent at this game I am, we are making progress. Okay, now how are you gonna board? Yes! Okay. I just have to pay attention that this node and this node, they cannot be too close to each other. I think that's literally all. So just to try that it doesn't have anything to do with the distance, because this is still a tad further than what we would like. This is roughly what we would like. Why is the train not updating? Ha! See, and he went to the bottom again. Where did we cause a connection though? These are connected now, I guess. Where did look? I just broke it. Yeah, I should have saved the game while it was still working. But why is this happening now? It broke when I moved it. It was fine prior. This still does not look connected. But you're saying a new train should still be fine? I mean, I learned a lot today, to be honest. Did it make anything in my chat think that I'm a competent CS2 player? Absolutely not. But also that is very much true, so I can live with it. We're gonna save this just because we've not saved in a while, just to make sure that this works. But yeah, I think we've got this, and even if not, I can figure this out by myself. The big tip we needed was the one Dava gave us, and it was using a quay over a retaining wall. With retaining wall, this was not working. Okay, I want to see one more train. And if one more train is doing fine there, then I am satisfied. I can clean this up off stream. But yeah, I think this should be it. I don't understand why this gentleman decided to not give this station a proper platform. Yeah, actually you are right. Joe has a network without anything. I believe at least he used to at the very start, so I think so. But I have to admit, I don't hate this. Like this part here, I actually think this works quite well as a platform site, having this wider border. So I don't mind this network. I even think this site here looks pretty solid for a station. obviously this side needs to be proper and then need to hide the endings of the paths, but that's not a problem. When I started to fix this up, I thought it was gonna be a 5-minute problem where we're fighting this quickly. It has been like a 1.5 hour problem. I might have underestimated this slightly. I mean, it actually was very quick once Dava came in and we had something competent in chat, then things looked upward very quickly. I mean, I've been slow. I managed to play very little lately, but we're making solid progress on trains, Dava. Look, we started to work out this entire upper area here as well. And we now have one train station or one train line going through this entire canyon. We have a second one going up here. With one going down there, and then this all looks horrible. Eventually, we will obviously have to bring it here as well, and then one here to the airport, and one outside here. But slowly, we're making progress. The one thing I still have to manage, maybe this is another thing I should ask you about, Dava, is this. I will need one connection here, this side over to that one. I know this corner is a bit harsh, but I'm gonna leave this just because this is all detailed already. But I need a second softer one that I guess I would pull out somewhere here and bring across. I don't know how to do it with a terrain best because this is quite hilly. Maybe even through here, go along here and then across that. I'm gonna have to figure it out, but that's one of the last connections I need here. And then most of this is properly connected. And I think this part, I mean, I think you've seen this, but I think this actually turned out super cute. Far from perfect yet, but getting there. And one thing, but I'm gonna have to find a proper excuse to do it. I want one of these train tunnels that goes in somewhere here and then takes an entire turn inside of the mountain and then gets out on a higher elevation. I'm gonna have to figure where I can have a proper excuse to build something like that. But I love those, so I really want that somewhere in our city as well. But yes, I think we actually managed it somehow, unexpectedly, after struggling this long. Still too far away, but I don't care. I can clean up everything. It works. They go in, they go out. Obviously, gap is way too big, but I'm gonna fix all of that. I am satisfied. Fine. What? Did you guys just see this? Why did the bus? Why we changed nothing about these buses here? The heck? These should be connected. I have no idea what that just happened. What is happening here? Did we break something down here while working on the rail somehow? These people just dived into the floor. This was working all fine yesterday. What have we done? The bus, we had a bus that was driving out here, and the bus disappeared into thin air. And here people were walking and diving under the floor. On this side, we need a pedestrian to walk this green path here. Something is wrong in this connection here, I think. Did it? Maybe I didn't realize it. I don't
Place an
understand
electricity
why
box.
sometimes they are boarding as incredibly long as they are. But it's fine, it's fine. We can place electricity boxes now. We managed to get through the most horrible part. But yeah, we must have broken something here. But I can figure all of that out. At least I know how to figure it out, and we're gonna go back to actually playing the game. Where are we gonna put those? Here is a nice place. And welcome in, welcome in. How did I manage to turn these before placing? Yeah, there is a lot of cleanup that I have to do in this city, but slowly we're getting. And now it happened again. Did somebody realize? I don't know why this keeps happening. This train station keeps turning full on black, and then we get back in, and it gets color. I don't know why that keeps happening. It's been happening multiple times already this stream, where when we look away, now obviously I wouldn't show it. It's not happening, but it was before. And I guess maybe I need to be a thief and steal Dava's double cheeked up sound, because indeed that would be very fitting on here too. It's fine, it's fine. We can start to actually put some vegetation in this area, because this entire area so far I generally been just figuring out the area. I can give you a quick city tour if you want. I think there is a few new people in here, and I've not showed anything outside of this ugly place for a long time. So if you want, I can gladly give you a tour, because this is not very representative of our build. Which building? I didn't pay attention. This one? Or I think this is an LOD issue. This is something that KJ made. So that LOD just kicks too early, if that's what you meant. Okay, we begin the city tour. I'm gonna actually go chronologically. This is a build that is, I don't know how old. Excuse my computer. It's slightly struggling. We are in the beautiful city of Los Vagos. Los Vagos is a place full of rednecks, but we're the good kind of rednecks. We're not the bad kind of rednecks. We're open to everybody. We like pride. We like action. Is a very wild and colorful city. I guess you can fairly easily tell by me zooming in on places that I kinda like to detail a lot. So every place in the city has been very much detailed, and you can zoom in. This is where we started. This is the very first places of the map we've been building about a year ago, 1.5 years ago, when I started streaming. And it's a bit of a weird redneck desert paradise. Sadly, I think all of our ground surfaces look a bit worse nowadays, because our map theme is not as beautiful since it got changed from the last update, but I'm sure we're gonna get back there in future. But I like crazy things, building skate parks in people's backyards, or building people houses out of train wagons, or just building my entire own house out of containers, because people say container mansions have to be shabby. I very much disagree. I think this looks like a great place. And my city has a lot of gangs. We have this gang, which is the motorcycle gang. They are called Los Vagenos, and they ride very hard because clearly nothing more manly than riding a motorcycle. This is only one of our 3 gangs, though, and I would say this is probably the least dangerous one. The more dangerous ones are in this area, which to this day is pretty much, I think, the best build I ever done. Is a pure full-on industry build. This side being a traditional mine where you go into the mountain. Everything is very detailed. I like to make like custom logo types and branding for stuff. And this side is our quarry. My frames are struggling because my computer is not very great, and this build is a lot more detailed than my computer can handle, but I cannot stop myself from detailing. So this is our query where we have the bottom and the top part, and I like building small details like this where you actually have like somewhat realistic movement of stuff. And then probably my very favorite part of this build that I ever made is this city here. Yeah, Anarchy, I don't know why that happened, Triton. I had to rebrush everything with Anarchy. For some reason, I have lost quite a bit of Anarchy components and Better Bulldozer sub components. Why that happened, I don't know, but it did happen. And here is the headquarter. See, here is one of the things that happened when the components reset. I have to heat that out real quickly. This is one of the more dangerous gangs. This is a scooter gang. They're called the Booty Riders, and obviously, if something is more dangerous than riding a motorcycle, it's clearly riding a scooter. So, very, very dangerous gang over here, owned by Gaga XM, one of our favorite friends of the channel. And this is the old mine part, where I think, at least historically, the city has stemmed from. It's pretty much not doing so great anymore. I don't want to go as far as calling it a ghost town, because there is still some stuff happening in the city, but a lot of it is not happening anymore, as you can tell. So all of this is the old kind of industry, and then I guess the very favorite part of all of this is these over here are old abandoned mine, where we went very hard on this. Like, I actually made sure to detail even the inside for all of this. Of course, I will have to ask you questions about that because there is not one single answer to this. When you ask for decals, obviously there is many decals, right? You can see right away this is all decals. I assume you just mean, let me find it somewhere where it's a bit more blank. You mean this. If so, this is not a decal, this is a net lane made by Elgendo. It is amazing and enables our pack. You can find these if you go on PDX and you type into the search box Dirty Roads. It is a set made by Elgendo, and it's all of these. There is a lot of beautiful. I highly recommend this. This entire pack is absolute worth gold. There's some beautiful passes, or I don't know, bigger roads like this. Many different variations. Everything looks way better than in vanilla. And this is where you get them, and they're not the decals. Decals I use all kind of mix, a lot of real vision and a lot of actually locally adjusted versions of Real Vision, because I like the base of Real Vision a lot. I think it's a bit problematic in what draw order and such is. And yeah, back to city tour. I always struggle with this city. I guess over here we have some kind of commercial area. Yeah, they can be used on everything. I do use them on rail tracks as well, and they are great for that. You can basically draw them wherever you want, really. But yes, here we have our little commercial district in the area that is not fully built out. Also, how dare you put vanilla signage in my build? Gone with you. Okay, better. There is another good set for railroad stuff, and it's by Crypto Gamer. I'm not sure how that pack is called. I think Pass Net Lanes or something like that. I'm sure you find it if you look at anything from Crypto Gamer. He has a pack as well specifically for railway. These, for example, I'm using here, they are from the Crypto Gamer pack. Also very nice. Both of them work great together as well. And I guess this is the palace area because as a major, I need a proper place to stay in, of course. So I built myself a very frugal and small palace over here. Some people say this is a bit oversized and maybe I should invest our money into asphalt roads again, but I wholeheartedly disagree. I think we should put more money into building a bigger palace and maybe remove some of the proper roads we have. And I guess this is the rest of the downtown. I really struggle because all of this is so detailed that I could literally go into any part of this build and talk about it and show stuff. Because I quite like detailing. I mean, I do think our
Bola time.
bollard investment is very much fine. This, I don't know what
That's what
happened
she
here.
said.
Somebody must have drawn something. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Look, StarQ, you ask, or Triton asked actually, not StarQ, but this is the Better Bulldozer components. All of these reset for some reason. All of these ugly vanilla vegetation from these places. All of this reset in my entire build. Why that happened, I have no clue. I don't know. But it happened lately. And yes, this is our botanical garden that I spend a lot of time building. This is the only thing where I ever made a proper YouTube video on. Generally on YouTube, I just upload my VODs. This is the one time I put effort in and made a proper showcase video about our botanical garden over here, which I guess I should do some more videos sometimes, but I have too little time. I barely get to play already, so I don't really see how or when to do YouTube videos. I admire people that manage to do it, but I'm not one of them. And I don't know, I like to build random stuff, like this beautiful drive-in theater, or because we're US built, and obviously in the US everybody needs to shoot guns all the time. We build a shooting range over here, else problematic. Multiple different ranges. I mean, I'm very slow, right? Like if you look at something like this gun range, I've built this in like, I don't know, 3 streams maybe. So I'm making very slow progress in this build. I think it's worth it. Other people might be bored of the speed, but each their own, I guess. And here, back to what I just talked about, all of these reset. Why they reset, I don't know. But all of these decided to reset for some reason. I mean, the water towers are all owned by the mayor, so if they get shot, I can live with it. And here we have a bit of a fancy people neighborhood, because fancy people need to have some place as well. I like to build cute, silly scenes like this, and obviously, as you can tell, I like to detail backyards. Which, again, other people might be bored. I can spend an entire stream just building out a backyard like this, and I absolutely won't get bored of it. And the last and probably coolest build I have made in a long time, and the most recent thing we've been building on, is this. Sorry for the horrible lightning, trying to find a nice lightning situation for this. It's our favela, and hold on. There is an UFO somewhere. Yes, in Los Vagos, many weird things happen. We have UFOs flying around in our city sometimes. I could tell by the shadow that there must be an UFO around, because, I don't know, we're kind of haunted in this place. But yes, this is what we've been building on lately, since I sidetracked and went up to start that new town over there that we've been in before. It's our favela. It's not fully done yet. I should actually fully finish it. It's very close to being done. It mainly needs more people and more props. The general layout and everything is perfectly fine, and I do think this turned out fabulous. You mean the first shot from Los Vagos? If so, that is a perfect indicator for when I started this build. If that's the case, then Los Vagos is roughly 1.5 years old by now. But yeah, I'm never sure. Like at least a year at max, like 1.5 or something like that. So a long time. I don't get to play very much. You can never, nothing in my build should get treated with logic, right? Like I don't really care too much about realism. I care about stuff pretending to be realistic, but nothing in my build actually is realistic. What I like so much about this favela is that actually I put a lot of effort into making sure that you can actually use these passes. Like, yeah, here needs a little cleanup, but generally you can actually walk entirely through this favela, right? Even at ground level, all of this has like connections towards doors. It has proper staircases leading you through this place. Sometimes small staircases up. I don't know what is this place. I've never been here before. I don't know what is going on. Please ignore. You guys have seen nothing. That must be some of Gaga's gang businesses, I believe. But yes, I'm actually, this is probably the build lately that I'm the most proud of, because yeah, you can pretty much walk up and down this entire favela if we don't clip into the stairs. But yes, I tried my hardest to actually make this accessible everywhere where possible. Obviously, a lot of this is also faked and not properly functional, but the majority of this is functional. And I think we can get away with this. As Albanese has been saying earlier, this map, this is not an accident. This map is heavily inspired by GTA 5. Actually, I should still show this, because maybe you can guess what this is supposed to be if you like GTA 5. This has been made by Jay before we had the editor. Nowadays, I should redo this in Blender, but it's still cute, nice enough, honestly. This is supposed to be Trevor's trailer, and this is some kind of mini version of the Sandy Shores for me, because if I think at Sandy Shores, I think about the gas station in Sandy Shores, I think about the rundown hotel in Sandy Shores, and I think about Trevor's trailer. And obviously, this has nothing to do with the actual GTA layout or anything, but the inspiration for the vibe of all of this has been purely GTA. And I guess this has been or is pretty much it for the city tour. All of this is unfinished. One day we will build this. For now, it's just an architecture library, I guess. And then we have this airport that we built, I don't know, a few months after we started the build. This has been made pre-editor and would definitely need a revisit to get proper nice editor planes or such. What do you mean building for sale? If you can have a building in my city, you can buy any building in this city. It's just a Twitch redeem. If you click on the Twitch redeems with your social credit, then you can buy any house in the city, unless it's been bought already. You cannot steal houses of people. You can steal districts of people. Okay, I'm gonna help you. You see below the chat, you see social credit or something like that. Click on it and it opens a menu. Nothing in this channel actually costs money. It's just fake Twitch. Haha, you guys watch me, so you get fake currency. And you would use that fake currency to buy stuff. Or you don't know what to buy. Hmm. I mean, if you tell me what kind of house you would like to own, I can give you a tour. I can be a realtor for you. Honestly, people don't buy that many properties. The majority of the city is unowned, so you can buy most of it. I fear that is something you have to discuss with Gaga, because Gaga is the owner of the scooter gang. The gangs sadly are all owned. Michael owns the motorcycle gang, Gaga owns the scooter gang, and I forgot the last gang. The last gang is a very scary one as well, and it's the Miyata gang. So the Miyata gang over here is owned by El Gando, who, I don't know, has a lot of people driving around with Miyatas making nonsense. But sadly, all of the gangs are taken. Most houses aren't taken, but I mean, depending on the storyline, maybe we can get more gangs in future, but I'm already overwhelmed with the 3 we have. I mean, Gaga actually is fairly good at sniping nice stuff, because Gaga watched me a lot and has a lot of points. So yeah, whenever I build something cool, Gaga is one of the first people to be like, okay, that's mine now. I think the airport is unowned, actually. I need to check. It's so long ago that I don't want to say anything wrong. Give me a moment. Let me finish drawing this surface here. And after I finish drawing this surface here, I will check if the airport is owned or not. If it's not owned, sure, you can buy the airport. Because other people on Twitch are clever and they have something like, oh, buy signature business, very expensive, and then buy a normal place, very cheap. I am not a clever person like that. In my channel, everything costs the same. So yeah, you're totally invited to buy nice things like the airport for cheap. I'm not sure if that's how I should be doing it, but it's how we are doing it. Here we're leaving the payment out because here I would like to have some parking for people. And then here we need to go a bit smaller to go down here as an entrance. Now we will need another surface to close out the top of it. Okay, there we go. This I need to finish this asset till I figure. Do you think the airport is sold? Maybe Stark, you knows better than me. Huh? It might be. Huh? It might be. Huh? I have bad news for you. This is owned by the Mir already. You can write an angry message to the Mir and tell the Mir you were unhappy with him for having bought the airport. But yes, the airport is sadly taken, Triton. I could, what I would be fine doing is selling you the helicopter part of the airport if this is something you would be interested in. But the proper main airport I cannot give out. I mean, you can wish for everything. Like, yeah, no worries. One last thing you're gonna have to see, because maybe it inspires you to know what kind of nice places you can get to live as well. This is a nice place that Shocks bought a while ago. Shocks wanted to live under the bridge. So I built Shocks, a nice place down here with other nice people. So this maybe is something you would like. The biggest tower in Los Vagos is probably all of the water towers. Sadly, Damir have bought every single water tower of my city. Maybe the radio tower. Maybe actually this. If we count this, this is probably the highest. And obviously we have higher towers back here, but I cannot guarantee you that anything in this city that you buy will stay, because that city is not really built yet. So, I mean, if the old mine is not bought yet, I would allow that to you, but I fear this might have been bought. The problem is, here I cannot touch anything. I know I could use your amazing new mod to take out the decals, but we have to reach something. I think this is a soul triton. But yeah, you can see it's so full of decals, I can literally not click anything. I know that Sunny bought this. Sunny wanted his conspiracy hut up here in case things go wrong. So Sunny owns this. But the entire mine I'm actually not certain about. I guess we can go the long way, and we're gonna go in here. Turn off decals. And then choose this, and then go out, and then it should show us. That is unclaimed. Maybe you're lucky. Let me check here. I'm gonna allow you to buy the mine, Triton. If I forgot that somebody already owns this, then tough luck for that person. They got thieved. I don't think it. Districts, districts are a bit different. You can also buy this
I am moving
district,
in, boy.
but districts people can steal. So you can turn this into 3 tons Gold Diggers Canyon. But if Cons does not like it, then he can just buy it back. Actual property people cannot steal. So this you can steal. There you go. All right, Triton. I wish you an absolute wonderful good night and thanks for tuning in. It's not like you're missing much looking at the clock. I will also have to find somebody to raid out too soon and hit the bed. Just want to make sure that we name a bit more than just a single place so I don't forget about it. Yeah, no, generally I rename stuff in this area, and since nothing here was renamed, I'm sure this was fine. Unless I lie and somebody now owns this up here. Bro, I actually hate this with decals so much. Like, unless I use Triton's Raycast tool here, I can literally not touch anything in this entire area. Yeah, no, this also not owned. Okay, I'm glad. Then we're gonna save this to make sure that this actually belongs to Triton. Yeah, no worries, of course, always. And thanks for tuning in, mate. Have a nice evening. Now back to where we actually were, and it's up here. And Stark, this I actually want to show this view because you can see all of these surfaces here now, right? Please guess how many different surfaces I use for the road in this town. Maybe circle back to lurking as well. If not, I want to guess. If you're lurking, then fine as well. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the answer. It's a single one, and the reason why this makes me so happy is that you can easily swap out everything in a single click. And you see no overlaps, no. It's literally, that's the reason why I prefer my surfaces over vanilla surfaces and most other custom surfaces. Because I lowered all of the normal borders and such to be inexistent. So you see no overlaps, right? Even if there is a cut somewhere, it's all a single surface and you cannot see it. I think it's so nice. The reason I needed this is because when I made this, there was no way for me to draw this from a single surface, right? This has this hole in the middle. So I needed 2 different surfaces. And all of the vanilla surfaces and most of the custom surfaces by people, it's not even a problem of it being seamless or not, because even if we take this asphalt surface that obviously is perfectly seamless, but the vanilla surfaces all have this border, and pretty much all of the custom ones have them as well. So if we line up 2 surfaces, we always get this. It always made me angry. I understand why they do this, because yes, this overlap from the ground to the asphalt is a bit nicer than in my surfaces. In my surfaces, it's literally just a hard corner. But the big plus is we can align our surfaces wherever we want and we don't get anything weird. Yeah, it's all of the edges and they have roundness and you just can, it's very easy to do this, like nothing complicated at all. But for some reason, people don't do this. I guess maybe people prefer it the other way around. I prefer this so much because it allows us to literally have everything seamless. Because we have cuts in here, right? If we look at areas like here, for example, here you can clearly see this is two surfaces touching each other. Do you see anything? You absolutely see nothing there, right? And I love it. It gives me a lot more freedom in playing. And to be honest, with having a look at the clock, I think I should try to quickly raid out because there's an ad break coming in roughly 4 minutes. And I will have to get to bed soon anyway, so I don't really want to have you guys have to watch another ad break just to go offline shortly afterwards. So I'm gonna place you guys in some perspective of our ugly unfinished city and hit up Twitch real quick and see who I can raid you guys out to. I hope right now it looks like I'm gonna have a bit more time, so I hope I'll be streaming again either this weekend or some of the other days in the week soon. But it's definitely gonna be a lot better than last month where I managed to have an entire single stream, which I'm gonna say you can do a bit better than that. Lishi is playing. I'm gonna raid you guys out to Lishi today. Maybe you can nicely nudge Lishi in the right direction to finally start using mods. It's one of the few city channels that I accept watching that is playing vanilla only. Usually, Amy, you know that I never let you down in that regard. I cannot do that because the reason I'm trying to end quick is that there is an ad break starting in 2 minutes. So if I play 5 more minutes, you see me for 2 minutes and then 3 minutes of advertisings. So I'm trying to save you guys from having to watch more ads today. The next time you ask, I gladly give you 5 more minutes. Today, I'm gonna rush out to save you guys from having to watch more ads today. So, I wish all of you cuties an absolutely wonderful evening and have fun over at Lishi's place. Thanks for tuning in and spending your time with me as always, and I hope to see you maybe this weekend. Soon. I'll try my best to manage to stream this weekend or some of the days soon.
Bye. Have a
Bye
great
bye,
time.
guys. Have a nice night. Enjoy your evening.